My name is Mia B. Adams. I am an interdisciplinary artist. I work across various mediums. I am 23 years old and I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I used to sketch a lot. I was very much so into fashion and drawing people. And as I got older, I got exposed to more mediums. I got exposed to ceramics, sculpture, and going more into college, I was introduced to video and installation, and I kind of grew my knowledge of what art can do, and the capabilities and the messages that it holds. As I got older, I kind of experimented a little bit with my style. I worked across various mediums, and in college I started diving into political art around my junior year, and I've been making political art ever since. I've worked in installation and I also do video. One of my most popular video pieces is titled Freedom Has Never Tasted So Good, and it's basically talking about the dirty and bloody and negative history behind the United States, and it has a spoken word that basically me as a woman of color, I'm kind of reflecting on the way I grew up and the way I learned, about U.S. history, and it's very much so whitewashed, and a lot of the bad things are kind of like pushed aside. We don't really learn about those things. And as I got older, I was learning new things about our country, and I was like, why aren't these things like written in our history books? Like, why aren't we learning about all of the blood that had to be shed for us to live the lives that we live now? Including like indigenous massacres and slavery, and basically all of the challenges that we faced as people, and the way that that's kind of transformed, but it hasn't really gone away. So that piece is basically speaking on that. The piece that I just made is titled Fallen Pins of America, and in my piece, every pin represents a Black, Latinx, and Indigenous person killed by police from 2015 to 2020. I used black fabric, white paint, red pins, and red yarn. My junior year, I had a first rendition of this piece where it was at a smaller scale. It was about 24 by 36 US map. And once you see all of the pins all together, you really get a sense of the scope of how bad this issue is. I made a second rendition of that piece, and that was the one that I just recently worked on, that uses the black fabric, and it's at a much larger scale. That one's from 2015 to 2020, and it's currently being shown on a main street of Phoenix on Roosevelt, and you can basically see it from the sidewalk, the road. Someone on a bike could see the piece, and this piece was really special to me, given the movement that's going on right now with the murder of George Floyd, and I felt really honored to have this opportunity to show my work on such a public space. It's a little bit different when my work is being shown in a gallery, because it's kind of more like voluntary. Someone's choosing to go see some artwork, but once it's put in a public space, it's kind of like free reign for everyone to see and everyone to look at. And that very much so aligns with what I want to do as an artist. One of my goals is to kind of just like put my artwork into other people's faces, because these issues are so important and everyone needs to know about these issues. So I really try to confront people, even if they're not asking for it. I try to confront them because human rights is something that everyone needs to care about. Everyone needs to care about police brutality. Everyone needs to care about all of these innocent lives that are getting murdered. So I'm really proud and excited to be having this piece showing in Phoenix. What I want people to take from this piece is that police brutality is very much so alive. Oppression and discrimination towards Black people and other people of color is still very much so happening. Slavery is not gone. We are still facing oppression. We have been fighting for hundreds of years, and even though things have transformed, it's still happening, and equality still hasn't happened. It's still, we still need a lot of work to be done. And with the issue of police brutality, it's a very contemporary time situation. You know, we're still suffering. We're still getting discriminated against. We still have negative ties being connected towards us and our skin color and our race. And with this piece, I want to show people that the fight isn't over. We are still fighting for our lives.